I want to take the time out to thank Donald Trump for letting the people out. He's one of the first presidents I've ever seen say something that they're going to do something and actually do it. He one of the few presidents that do that, right? So if y'all don't know, Donald Trump last night signed an executive order to allow the political prisoners that's in jail right now. They're political prisoners. I don't care what nobody say, they are. And they're in prison. They're in prison for the what you would call political targeting of people. They targeted the January 6 people. They put them in prison years later. We all know, anybody that knows anything about the justice system knows that they target who they want to target, right? They never target who does just the crime. They're like, no, we're not going to target the criminals or the people that do the crime. We're going to target people we want to target. And sometimes, or most of the time, we'll let the people that do the crime, go, right? So that's what they did. So Donald Trump knows this. He's seen it. He was targeted. He knows what it feels like. And what did Donald Trump did? He did exactly what anybody would do. Why would I sit there and allow you to target my folks when you're not going to target other people? You got Sometimey laws. So I'm going to let my folks go. He accomplished two things when he did that. One, he showed that he's a man of his word. Two, he showed that he will always have his supporters back. This is amazing stuff for me, right? Because one, all 1,500 of them people will literally love Donald Trump forever. I'm talking about forever, like real rap. He got you out of jail. Oh, he love you forever. This is like you got supporters like that forever. I mean, these are people that will literally more than likely go to jail for you again or kill for you, die for you maybe. When Donald Trump made that comment about I could shoot somebody and on Madison Square, John, I'll bring that up and all that and get away with it and something like that. He understood. He understood this philosophy. One, anybody that's black knows this. Anybody that's black knows this. They know that this is what we call, this is the law. This is what happens. People with status or white people, they get away with this type of stuff. This is what happens. So I'm not upset with anybody in this joint. I'm actually appreciative of Donald Trump actually doing what he said he's going to do. Now, let's go into the task at hand. You people are calling Nelly and Snoop Dogg a jigaboo, Uncle Tom, sellout, stuff like that. I want to know what your basis of this argument is. Because if this is the base of your argument, then I would say all of y'all are. And I could prove it. All y'all people wanted Diddy to be locked up. And this is how we're crazy about this, wanting Diddy to be locked up, wanting Cosby to be locked up, R. Kelly, stuff like that. If Donald Trump is pardoning his people, and Biden is pardoning his people, who's going to pardon our people? No one.
Let's talk about the dark history of why jails were created. In 1863, black slaves were freed, but it was more like a setup. After the Civil War, where 179,000 black men fought hoping for equality, the government turned prisons into a new form of slavery. By the 1880s, over 30,000 inmates were locked up, most of them black. Many were falsely accused and forced into hard labor, digging levees, building railroads, picking cotton, and mining coal for companies. Even kids weren't spared. George Stinney, a 14-year-old, was electrocuted in 1944 for a crime he didn't commit. Then, in the 1990s, the crime bill signed by Joe Biden made things worse. leading to mass incarceration that hit black and brown communities the hardest. The truth is, black people were never truly freed. Our fight for equality continues, and we must stay.
No one's going to pardon our people. So you know what that means? That means we're going to have less people. Y'all about as stupid as can be. Y'all really about as stupid as can be, yo. Anyway, let's go even more back to the task at hand. So, this is what we are calling, this is the world we live in, right? This is the world that we live in. When you allow the debauchery and the type of bull crap to go on, y'all. This is the world that we have created for ourselves, y'all. Now, people going to say, you got people right now sitting in their house, feeling that they're comfortable, feeling like they don't, I don't care. That doesn't affect me. They look just like me, and they're going to say, oh, it doesn't affect me. It don't affect me. It doesn't affect me. You know why it don't affect me? Because, I'm this, or I got, some money to fall back on, or I'm high on the food chain of status and all that. Right. You just became so comfortable being the house nigga, huh? You so comfortable being the house nigga. You like your house nigga status, don't you? You ain't in the field. You're not getting your hands dirty. You comfortable, ain't you? Until you realize that it's going to hit you. Oh, it's going to hit you. You know why it's going to hit you? Because it's going to hit everybody. This race thing, this religious thing, this breakdown of group thing, this separation of thing, it can only but go so far till you look up and you realize that there's pieces of you that is being oppressed. There are things in this nature, in this reality, that are being oppressed, perverted, manipulated, contaminated, all these things. And you look at this world and this reality and you're seeing an imbalance of this. It's an imbalance. There's not a person that don't look outside in society and see an imbalance that is so destructive. It's so destructive that it's impossible to think that it's not going to affect you. You can't say you're a good person and it not affect you. Let me just say that. You can't say you're a good person and it not affect you. You can't say that, yeah, I love God. I love God. I love my children. I love them. I love my parents or something like that. I love them. You cannot say you love anything, not even yourself, if you don't look out here and see something contaminated and destructive about this nature, yo. You can't. You can't. And that's what we have with this picking and choosing society. This picking and choosing, that's what it is. They have now made a mockery of the criminal justice system on the level of presidency. Never in a million, billion, trillion years would I ever think that this would happen. I know Donald Trump is not a politician. I understand his argument. So he's not going to do politician type of things. I understand that. The ass kissing and brown nosing that happen in politicians is so unbelievable that it's just crazy. But this is the same behavior. This is like this is what you will call cronyism, or like a totalitarianism or something like that, where we have an emperor, where when he get into office, he gonna do what emperors do. What's that, law? Oh, I don't abide by that. That's law? I don't abide by that. I don't even care if I made the law. I'm gonna overlook my own law. What's crazy is there's physical constraints to laws, right? Like our reality in the physical realm, as far as like the Newtonian physics, right? Classical mechanics. You have your normal stuff like the law of gravity, the laws of thermodynamics, and things like that. We have natural laws. These are laws that for some reason it cannot change, right? You got the concave, convex laws of light, and you got magnetism. You have all these things, right? And or physical properties of something being a particle or your wave. But then you get to a level, right? Called quantum mechanics, quantum level, very small, very small. Elementary particles. And these elementary particles do something that is so spooky, so different, that Einstein, one of the leaders in the science realm at that time, even Schrodinger and all them type of people, Max Planck, these people looked at it and said, "Oh, hell no, hell to the no, no, no." This is the Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. He wouldn't believe it. He said God does not play dice. Schrodinger, with Schrodinger's cat, when he did his little analogy, right, or experiment, whatever, he said the cat in this box cannot be alive and dead at the same time. But he proved that it can. He proved that if you do not observe the cat in that box, that at that moment the cat is both alive and dead, yo. And what's crazy is in quantum physics, we proved that in quantum physics, where the particle, if we don't observe it, the particle is both a wave and a particle. Now, what do you say? Why are you saying this? Why are you saying this, bro? What does that mean? All right, well, I'm going to tell you what. I promise you, I swear that I'm in an alternate universe, yo. I would have never believed to be able to live long enough, like, or guess, or like, if you'd ask me or whatever, like, not live long enough, but like, I don't know how to articulate this. I never would I believe, if you'd have asked me this, would I believe that we would have either a black president, a felon president, see a genocide, have society break down the nucleus of a family, society break down the way it is broken down right now, as far as the social structure of it, no dating, stuff like that. I know social media has a big impact on that, especially with people trust issues. Trust is always there's 7 deadly sins. There's 7 deadly sins, and people lie so fucking much that you just know trust is going to be an issue. But forget trust. We have no privacy no more. You people put everything online. Now, I know people will say, well, you make a video and you put your paperwork online and stuff like that, and you talk about a case, and you talk about how my ex was a lying, cheating, fucking corny bitch and little shit like that. Yeah. I want to make sure that people understand that these type of bitches is out there. These type of people are out there because, one of the things is there's going to be people that's going to talk about me. They're going to say a bunch of shit about me that's not true. And that's okay. See, because when you stand on truth, you don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck you going to do? I live a ha-ha life. I do. I live a ha-ha life. I live one of them lives where I'm like, ha-ha. Fuck you. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. You're not going to do nothing. And then I live a life where I can never see you. You can see me all day. I could never see you one day. Not one time. I couldn't see you. I couldn't see you. At all. That's the life I live. I don't look over my shoulder. I don't do none of that. I live a I can't see you life. You better not let me see you life. Y'all live to look over your shoulder, and y'all live the you can see me life. So when we live in this alternate universe and we see the levels of debauchery, we create multiple outcomes that's not beneficial for nobody. Because if you tell me right now, who's benefiting off of this? When you have the 1% controlling what, 50%, 60% of the assets in this country, most of you people got to get up and go to work and just to barely make it. What type of world we living in? Most of you people haven't been in a real relationship in your whole life, let alone even been to a position where you love somebody and sacrifice for them. Most of you people don't know what it feels like because you people are so full of your shit and so full of yourself that you don't know what it's like to sacrifice for somebody else. You don't know what it's like to have enough room inside yourself to love something else, to love somebody else. So tell me who benefits from this. Us having a world where you got women stealing from men, from divorce, or doing what the bitch did in my case, going to the cops to strong arm me for my money in my bank account, the money in my house. I want to know who benefits from this. You think the bitch benefits from this? You think that bitch benefits from this? Guaranteed. Guaranteed what goes around comes around. So who benefits from it? Actually, I can't even say that because I never did this to nobody. So I don't know how it happened to me. But I'll let a law handle these type of things. I'll let God handle that type of stuff. That's not for me. That's not for me to do. What my job is for me to do is to make sure that y'all know what happened. You show you the receipts. And you make the judgment on yourself so that we don't keep letting this type of behavior happen. But we have a society where this is normal. This is normalized. This is normal. You got multiple people doing the same shit now. That's all I saw. I see now, I was literally on YouTube, right? And I go down the black hole of YouTube sometimes. I guess that's normal for social media now. I guess that's like a scrolling shit or whatever they call it. I'm not on no social media shit. I'm not on Facebook, Instagram, none of that shit. I think it's I don't know. I think it's insane. At this point now, it took me a little bit of time to be able to understand this, but I think it's insane for me to take pictures of like shit like my food or my clothes or something like that, post it online and, act like life is all good. It's not all good. Because I feel like now I'm starting to realize is that when all the trials, like all the things that we think we love in this world, right? All the things that we work for in this world, it's like Job, it has to be taken from you. It's like God has to show you who's sovereign, who reigns in this. It's like I can, if a person was to come to me and tell me what their like issue is, like what they just experienced, what's their hardship, I almost can see, like I could almost tell you what type of person you are just by your hardships. It's like a law is challenging you from your greatest strength, right? Like if your greatest strength is loyalty, your greatest challenge is going to be disloyal people. If your greatest strength is like money, your greatest challenge is going to be money shit, with people being disloyal with you with money, right? If all you do is you're honest and you're truthful, you're going to have people coming to you always lying. Now, I don't know if this is true, but this is very interesting, right? Because, like, I never worry about some other stuff that I never have a problem with. I never worry about that because I don't have a problem with it. But it's the stuff that I'm the best at that I always have a problem with. Like when a person is very good with people or women, or men if you're a woman, but you have men problems or women problems. Where here you are, you good to your women, but you have women problems. Something I never had. I never had that. I never had that at one point. I never had women problems at one point. I would have never thought in a million years what I would have had what happened to me. But unfortunately, as I look on YouTube or whatever the stuff that I see that is multiple men that have now experienced the stuff that I have experienced. This is insane. This is insane, and I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I wouldn't wish for anybody to deal with a creature like that person. I wouldn't wish that on you. I know I'm strong enough to handle that type of stuff. I know I'm strong enough to even to handle the lies that was told. There's some people that's not, and that's why I said in the last video about what do you think the consequences are, because there's some people that's not able to handle that. And right now we have this weird type of society where, like, I saw something, the dancing guy that used to be on Ellen. I didn't know he died. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I wasn't like a fan of him or something like that. I mean, he's a guy, so I don't know that much about that type of stuff. But I just found out he died, right? But I also now found out that, like, there's all types of weird stuff behind his death. That he went to a hotel, killed himself, some stuff like that. His name was Twitch or something like that. He was like a dancer or whatever. And, like, his wife, gets a chance to, like, get the money from the insurance or whatever. Like, you just see all this debauchery or weird stuff when it comes with women. It's like for too long, women have gotten away with this type of behavior of cheating on men, setting them up, robbing them, stealing from them, or worse, like in my case, setting them up on cases and getting away with it. So we know Eve wanted to be like God. We know Eve in the story of Adam and Eve. We know she wanted to be like God. And we see these type of women in our society with the makeup, the bodies done. Yesterday you was fat as shit. Today You thin as a motherfucker. Ozempic taken. You got all this weird shit going on, yo. And it's like, when I look at the YouTube stuff, I'm like, this is the algorithm now. This is the algorithm of life. Where you can walk up to a person that's a stranger and ask them, hey, let me ask you a question. What is better? What have we seen that's gotten better over the years in society? And they're not going to be able to name 3 things. And if you was to think about it, everything has gotten not only just worse, but like almost like exponentially worse. So who's going to benefit from this? If we're all going to be pieces of shit. If we're all going to be pieces of shit, we all going to do pieces of shit. Who going to benefit from this? Right? Just want to know. Now I know everybody's going to say, I didn't intend to be a piece of shit. Yeah, right. I didn't intend to be a piece of shit. I'm just now a piece of shit. But if you're my age or older or just a little bit younger, you're too old to be a piece of shit. Like, you really are too old to be a piece of shit. You are too old to be lying. Like, you're lying still? You mean to tell me you don't have enough confidence within yourself to tell the truth? What the fuck? What the fuck? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You mean to tell me that when I date a woman, get in a relationship with a woman, marry the woman, she doesn't have enough confidence with herself to walk outside the house without makeup, to walk outside the house without becoming a liar? When I'm dating a woman, you mean to tell me you don't have enough confidence within yourself to tell me the truth about your past? You don't have enough confidence within yourself to tell me the truth about your present? This is the society that we've groomed them to. Okay. All right. Well, our society is lost, right? So we have a lost society. And it's going to take people like me, or maybe others. I'm not really sure. I haven't met anybody like me. I haven't met anybody that is strong enough to not give a fuck about what other people think. I do understand that people have jobs. People have a family to support. I know that, I didn't just fall off of a tree. I have a child. I know what it feels like to have to raise a family and support them. I understand that. I have to support my own self. I understand this type of stuff. You have to, kind of conform to this world in some sense, but you don't have to sell out to do it. You don't have to sell out to do it. But unfortunately, that's what we have. We have a world of people selling out to do it. My lawyer, right, on the case that I have posted up here, right, my lawyer, she was smart enough to get me out of jail on house arrest, right? She knew that was going to get me to trust her, like what Donald Trump did with his followers just now. Got the $1,500 out. She knew that was going to give me enough to trust her. I trusted enough to go to trial with her because she got me out of jail on house arrest, right? She did nothing to help me. And she was going to get me she was going to go to trial with me and sell me out in trial, just like my lawyer in Bucks County did on the other case that you see up there with the threatening shit and all that stupid shit. He was gonna sell me out. She was gonna sell me out on that case. In this case, I got a 1-2 or something in the Bucks County case. The gun case would have got me. You see what I got? I got sentenced to a 4-8. My lawyer would have and that was what I was sentenced to after taking a pleading no contest, no contender, excuse me, because I would never plead guilty to no shit I didn't do. But I pled no contender so that I could sue the city. I pled that they easily sue the city because I have proof that they fucking did this. I have proof that the witnesses made this shit up. I have proof that they were lying. I have proof that the cop is a piece of shit, getting a different gun back, different serial number, no DNA. I mean, this is ridiculous. So, what would you do? Oh, no, I'm not going to let you sell me out. I'm not going to let you sell me out so I could be in jail 10, 15 years trying to get back in a criminal case. This is crazy shit. You got a bunch of people doing that right now. You got a bunch of people right now in jail for a crime they didn't commit, but yet you have Donald Trump signing out 1,500 people of his people. But there's innocent people in jail right now, regardless on how you feel about those people. Those people were there. I wasn't even there on my case. I wasn't even there. Charged with possessing something, no DNA, no fingerprint. Charged with possessing something I didn't possess. Charged with possessing something I never seen. But yet, Donald Trump can sign off people out of jail that was at least there. While there's innocent people in jail right now. This is the society that we live in. So I really don't want to hear nobody's political stuff, social stuff, women talking about men even talking about women, because y'all have created this. Y'all have created a society where this is practiced. And us minorities who have been through the most, who knows what it feels like to have to work 50 times harder, have turned around and made it worse for us all. Have made it worse for us all. So I don't want to hear nothing about somebody being a sex offender. I don't want to hear nothing about somebody being a rat, a snitch. I don't want to hear nothing about somebody being a robber. I don't want to hear nothing about somebody being a fucking rapist. I don't want to hear nothing about somebody being none of that shit, yo. You motherfuckers, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Because you have sat there and allowed this type of fucking reality to present itself. Y'all did that. And you continue to do that. This is what happens when nobody takes the middle path. We have an extremism from every side, right? So if you're a Democrat and you're on the left, or liberal, or whatever you want to call it, you have those same extreme people on the right, and there's no difference between both of y'all. There's no difference between the both of y'all. There's no difference between the Democrat that is like a LGBTQIA or whatever. There's no difference between you, who hates the regular person, or the white nationalist supremacist that hates you. There's no difference. If y'all both do the same shit, there's no difference. There's no difference between y'all. The next, I think people need to try to figure out, where do we go from here, right? Where do we go from here? Because what a law looks at, like right now, our reality is in like some sort of like it's breaking down. It's breaking down. It's a guarantee. Our reality is breaking down. You are seeing a society that is uncontrolled, is uncontrollable, and is breaking down, right? So how do we fix it, right? Are we going to try to fix it? We're going to fix it. Are we going to try to fix it? Are we going to try to call out what's up? Are we going to stand in the face of adversity? Or are we just going to allow every day we're going to keep allowing shit to get worse, right? What we going to do? What we going to do? I'm going.